Welcome to Legacy Guides.
Hello everyone, I'm Seth. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the calculator I built for Legacy. I know what you're thinking, nerd alert. Don't click away just yet. Give me 2 minutes and I'll show you how to use this calculator and the information it provides you. You'll be able to quickly and easily try out different gear, ring, socket, and food combinations. Class is in session, let's start the clock. The first thing you want to do when you get the calculator open is to make sure you're signed into Google. After that, go to File and choose Make a Copy. You can rename it if you want, and then click Make a Copy again. This creates your own version of the copy to your Google account. This means any changes you make here are not going to change the master copy. Click through these tutorials to get them off the screen. The built-in sheet protections transfer over when you save a local copy. You can see here if I try to modify this value here, it gives me a warning. The things you want to change are in column C, starting from top to bottom. Pick your class first. When you select a class, you'll see a bunch of errors. Not to worry, once we get through the drop-downs, the errors will go away. After you pick your class, pick your weapon type. After weapon type, pick the quality. Next, pick the quality of your armor pieces. Choose whether or not you want to have rings equipped. Then choose your food types. If you don't know what foods you want to run, use the food helper here. Pick the drop down in the food helper and then pick the stat that you're looking for. It will automatically populate your options and the values they provide. Using this, you can pick the 3 foods you want to apply. Finally, decide if you're going to socket any of your gear. The number and types of sockets you have available are displayed above. The socket drop down dynamically changes depending on the color of the socket available. That's everything we have to do to make this calculator work. Now let's look at the information it provides us. At the top here is our total health and stamina. We also have our physical damage reduction as well as elemental damage reductions. An important stat most people will be looking for is effective health. Effective health is dependent on the damage type being absorbed. Therefore, your effective health is different depending on the damage type. The calculator lists your effective health when facing each of the different damage types. Resists are also listed at the top and include the bonuses provided by traits. Next is damage. I'm not going to go over how these correlate in game yet. For now, just use them as a reference for comparison. Lastly, we have miscellaneous stats that don't really fit anywhere else. These are in gray on the right. All of these values dynamically update depending on the drop-downs in column C. If you want to start over, simply start at the top with your class and work your way down. That should be everything you need to know to operate this calculator. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out and I'm trying to grow the channel to reach new players. That's everything I'm going to cover on the calculator, but if you'd like to stick around, I'm going to go over some of the other tabs that I have in the spreadsheet. Remember, I update this spreadsheet very frequently. If you aren't using the calculator, it's best to use the link instead. This opens the master document as view only and you will see the changes live. My preferred way to navigate the workbook is to click the hamburger icon at the bottom left and pick the tab you're interested in. You can also see the tabs available on the bottom ribbon. The Levels tab provides a quick glance at the experience needed per level, as well as the traits gained. The Quest tab currently lists all of the quests I've seen in the game. The quests are sorted by Collect, Slay, and Special. The Collect quest lists the number and type of ingredients needed to complete the quest. Similar to the Collect quests, the Slay quest lists the number and type of enemy you need to dispatch. Lastly, the only special quest I've seen is Extract from Greenwood. I've started to add the vendor that offers the quest, as well as the reputation gained, and possible quest rewards. Next is Potion and Bandage effects. This is definitely a work in progress, but provides some really valuable information. If you want hard numbers for what your potions and bandages provide, this is where to look. On the next tab, I've compiled all of the crafting recipes I've seen in the game, as well as armor and weaponsmith upgrades. If you want to quickly find information about crafting an item, this is the place for you. The Bestiary is clearly a tab I have not spent a lot of time on. Next is the Gold Loot Data tab. What I've tried to do here is break down the gold efficiency per item, per stack, per square of inventory space. That sounds like a lot, and it kind of is. Here's an example. 100 gold coins equals 100 gold coins. That's easy. But what about the splintered bones we find everywhere? Are they worth keeping? This will show you that the value of one splintered bone per square is 2.5 gold. The value per square at a stack size of 20 is only worth 50 gold. Therefore, even if you get a full stack of 20 splintered bones, you're still only pulling 50 gold out of Greenwood. It's better to carry gold instead. A great example of this in reverse are the ogre tusks. One ogre tusk is worth 75 gold per square. That means with just 2 ogre tusks, our value per square is 150 gold. The Glint Loot Data tab is next, and it provides similar information to the gold loot data. Next are the class worksheets. These sheets are all set up in the same format to provide maximum readability. At the top are base health and resistances. Next are weapon and armor pieces, with columns corresponding to their quality. In the middle of the sheet is the cost to kit. These are the materials required to craft a full set of a common level weapon and armor. Kit plus 1 will cover the same thing in uncommon quality, and Kit plus 2 covers it in rare. These costs are cumulative. Kit plus 2 will require its materials plus the Kit 1 and the cost to kit materials. Lastly, on on the right side of the sheet, we have weapon and armor perks. I've started to add specific number values to the perks. However, that's also a work in progress. The rings tab shows the rings in the game across the first row, along with the stats they provide in the corresponding column. The foods tab will look a lot like the rings tab because it's doing the same thing. All the foods are across the top, and the bonuses they provide are in the corresponding columns. Gems again should look very familiar. It's the same thing as the last two. Lastly is the changelog. Now that I've published this and made it official, I'm going to maintain version control and document changes. However, I will only be doing this for the calculator, as it's the only thing that requires making a copy instead of viewing the master as read-only. If you use the hamburger menu table of contents, you'll see a couple of hidden worksheets. These are the worksheets I use to power the calculator. If you want to break down and see how I built the calculator, these hidden sheets are a great place to start. That's everything I have for the deep dive version of my workbook. I hope this has been helpful and informative. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please help the channel grow by liking, commenting, and subscribing.